This is South Africa, Johannesburg, a very beautiful city. And this is also South Africa. The interesting thing is, it will be very difficult to see any white South African living here. 99.9% of those who live in places like this in South Africa are blacks. I don't really take South Africans attack serious. I know they'll definitely come here and insult me. You see, the people who live here think that their lives is better than the rest of us on the continent. But sorry, you see these structures, when you go to some African countries, they'll not even put their animals in it. That is a fact. Of course, we also have slums in Ghana, but we also have this. Some South Africans don't even know that we have this outside the borders of South Africa. The fact is, you see all this building, this belongs to Ghanaians, this belongs to blacks. All the tall buildings you see in South Africa, all the beautiful, buildings you see, it is owned by white minority. So they are second-class citizens in their own country. The blacks are now second-class citizens in South Africa. Up to date, the racism in Johannesburg is on another level. At least, we blacks in Ghana has managed to build something like this. South Africans have never built something like this. All the tall buildings, everything you see in South Africa is built by the Europeans. That's the fact. They keep saying that we envy them. What exactly do we envy? This? You guys are a bunch of funny people. They claim that we first got our independence, but we are not developed. Let me tell you, looking at where we are coming from and where we've gotten to, we have achieved far better than black South Africans. You still live at the mercy of white Europeans, right? So you guys, this time around, some of us have time for you. You guys talk a lot of shit about other African countries, and we are going to respond equally. Because some 1 or 2 countries in Africa here are not developed, doesn't mean that all African countries are poor. Look, this is a continent, very big continent, the second biggest continent on earth. There is no way that other countries can be rich. Even in America, we have poor countries in America. Even in Europe, we have poor countries in Europe. We have poor countries in Asia. So that is normal. So dear South Africa friends and, brothers, I want you to know that not every African country is poor. This time around, it's an eye for eye. If you talk any shit about us, we are going to respond. We are not going to open our borders. They want to come to our country. Blah, 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 blah. What exactly do you even have in your country? What? No, what? South Africa has never done anything for any African country. South Africa rather owe the rest of us in Africa. We help them. South Africa has never helped even a single country in Africa here. So I don't know why some of them think that South Africa is very, very important. Back in the 50s and 60s, when we were fighting for African independence, where was South Africa? No. Where was South Africa? The rest of us in Africa here supported you. Even back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of blacks in South Africa were not educated, right? When a lot of us in Africa or other African countries, had a lot of people who were educated, they supported South Africa academically, financially, militarily. So what exactly does South Africa, think they are? They think they are very important? They think their country is super important when it comes to African unity? Really? Well, this time around, as I said, it's an eye for eye. Don't forget to hit on the like button and share to family and friends. Download this video and send it to your South African, brother or sister or friend that you know. That this time around, the rest of us in Africa are not going to sit and watch them insult us. We are tired of that bullshit.
Ghana is a visa-free country. Ghana offers visa-free travel to citizens of all African countries in line with the country's commitment to the African Union's protocol on free movement of persons. This means that citizens of other African countries can enter Ghana without a visa and stay up to 90 days. However, they may need to meet certain requirements, such as having a valid passport, proof onward travel, and sufficient funds. It's always a good idea to check with the Ghana Immigration Service or consult with a travel agency for the latest requirements and regulations. Ghana itself gained independence from the United Kingdom on March 6, 1957, becoming one of the first African countries to achieve sovereignty. However, Ghana played a significant role in the colonization and independence of other African nations under the leadership of Kwame Nkrumah. Ghana hosted the All-African People's Conference in 1958, which aimed to promote African unity, independence, and self-determination. This conference was a crucial milestone in the fight against colonization and the push Africa liberation. So guys, watch this video and drop your comments. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell.
A lot of South Africans keep questioning me that Ghana is the first country to gain independence, but Ghana has not opened their borders. And why are we asking South Africa to open their borders? Well, let me educate you guys. It's visa free and visa on arrival for every African who wants to come to Ghana. You don't have to apply for a visa before coming to Ghana. You are shocked, Abi? The role Ghana played in Africa independence, no country in Africa here can pay Ghana back. There's a saying that Saul does not praise itself, but please permit me to praise Ghana. Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah said the independence of Ghana is meaningless unless it is linked to the total liberation of the African continent. After Ghana gained her independence in 1957, Ghana had every opportunity to close her borders, but Ghana decided not to do that. In 1958, Ghana organized All-African Congress, which led to the independence of many African countries. For example, Guinea-Conakry. In 1958, Guinea-Conakry gained their independence. In 1960, the DRC got their independence, Nigeria, and a lot of African countries got their independence through the All-African Congress organized in Ghana in 1958. Back in the 1960s, Ghana became one of the most industrialized countries in Africa. And Ghana population was very small by then. Ghana population was just around 7 million, less than even 7 million. So other Africans had to come in and fill the gap. Ghana had one of the best economy in Africa. Because Ghana was trying to unite Africa, the Europeans and America targeted Ghana economy. So by 1965, Ghana economy collapsed. Ghana economy collapsed right after Ghana completed the biggest man-made dam in the world, which is the Akusumbu Dam. So Ghana was going through a lot of difficulties. They targeted Ghana cocoa, which was our major export. But Ghana never gave up. Ghana continued to help a lot of African countries. In 1994, when almost everybody ran away from Rwanda, it was Ghana who saved Rwanda. Ghanaian soldiers went to Rwanda and fought and saved that country. When France destroyed Guinea-Conakry economy, Ghana gave Guinea-Conakry over 20 million pounds. Over 20 million pounds by then was big money. Ghana supported a lot of African countries. If Ghana had focused only on Ghana, Ghana would have been more developed, far better than most African countries. But aside from Dr. Kwame Nkrumah realized that no matter how he built Ghana, the West can still destroy the country, and that is why he focused more on African unity. Shalom. See you in the next episode. What Ghana has done is unprecedented. There is no country that has fought for the right of the African people better than Ghana. No country. If you know, mention. A lot of African countries support South Africa, but South Africa has never and ever supported any African country. Yet they still call us poor people. They still claim that they don't want blacks in their country. Interesting.